rolls its little supersport that could over into the 2023 model year with all the delightfulness that held it in good stead over the recent years. The tuning fork company adds another colorway to the existing paint selection, plus the MY22 World GP 60th Anniversary Edition from last year is still up for grabs with its racing livery for riders looking to own a little chunk of history. No matter which you choose, the paint comes shot on aerodynamic bodywork taken from the MotoGP M1 platform to deliver low drag penetration. This boosts fuel economy, acceleration rates, and top speed. This bike first rolled in 2015 out of Yamaha's Indonesian plant. It was set up pretty much like the current model, but ABS was available in 2017. Two-channel ABS came in 2018 along with Euro 5 compliant emissions, making it a candidate for sale just about anywhere in the world. So here's what makes Yamaha's YZF R3 a friendly option for those seeking solid performance along with super sport styling at an affordable price. Performance. The Yamaha YZF R3 produces 42 horsepower and 21.8 pound-feet of torque. Power comes from a parallel twin power plant that runs with a 180-out firing order and a counterbalancer to deliver smooth tractable power. Plus the cylinder bores are offset just a skosh to mitigate mechanical losses with a concurrent boost in output and offer improved fuel efficiency. Forged pistons in this advanced twin-cylinder engine help lower reciprocating weight, which makes for quicker spool-up times and make their own contribution to the snappy throttle response. Bore and stroke measure at 68mm and 44.1mm respectively for an overall displacement of 321 cc, which puts it toward the bottom of the range for this given bracket. Power flows through a 6-speed transmission and a chain-type final drive for a YZF R3 top speed of 112 miles per hour, which makes it a viable option for travel on the fastest US roads with plenty in reserve for passing. Yamaha's championship-winning technology ensures that there is a good spread of power and the refined engine character still manages to offer sporty performance. Design. Sleek and chic, the R3 builders took design cues from the factory MotoGP race machine for a bona fide racebike look. Make no mistake about the superbike styling though, the factory intends this bike to be quickly set up for actual race days. The mirrors and a rear mudguard carrying the back blinkers and tag can be quickly removed and their holes plugged. LED lighting mounts in the actual tip of the tail, well out of harm's way and as high as possible to aid with visibility from the rear. The short and sporty muffler design is not just styling but is also functional as it helps centralize mass. Back up front, a port between the lights and the fairing funnels cooling air over and around the engine. Instead of it pressurizing the intake as you might think, it prevents thermal buildup under the cowling. The bubble screen runs with racing proportions, so you'll virtually have to put your chin on the tank to find it. The digital display holds the instrumentation just behind the glass where it has a chance of staying clean and dry. The compact multifunction meter packs a gear position indicator, info about average fuel economy, an oil change trip meter and a clock. The handlebars mount to the upper triple clamp to encourage an aggressive, forward-leaning riding position. The trade-off is comfort as it's tougher to push off to a vertical position to give arms, shoulders and wrists a break. Tank. A low-profile fuel tank design with a capacity of 3.7 gallon gives the R3 some legs with up to 207 miles from each fill-up, with its sporty top speed, that makes for a long-distance capable sled even at interstate speeds. If you really want to boost its capacity as a commuter or grocery getter, the accessories catalog has top cases for around $1 for some inexpensive storage. The fuel tank bears a broad upper flange up top and a narrow rear end where it meets the skinny waist and saddle to give your legs a break when you need to deploy your training wheels. This leaves room for some side-to-side body English. A narrow pillion pad joins with the usual folding foot pegs for your passenger, and the pegs are also easily removed for race days. Chassis. A tough trellis-type frame serves as the main structure on the YZF R3. To nobody's surprise, it uses the engine as a stressed member to complete the structure and delete a large chunk of the standing framework. This makes for an ultra-light chassis with good weight balance, which is perfect for urban commuting. The inverted fork setup floats the front end on 5.1 inches of travel while the rear monoshock turns out 4.9 inches of travel with preload as the only suspension adjustment on this model. The advanced suspension setup hits the sweet spot and is a good balance between ride comfort and thrilling performance. At only 375 pounds soaking wet, the small displacement Yamaha doesn't quite rate dual front brakes. Instead, a single 298mm disc and twin-piston anchor take care of business up front with a 220mm and single-pot caliper handle at the rear, and ABS protection all around to help boost rider confidence. The stylish 10-spoke cast aluminum wheels are symmetrical with a 17-inch diameter. They come shod in Dunlop SportMax GP R300 series rubber for enhanced traction. The steering head sets a rake angle of 25 degrees with only 3.7 inches of trail to make the R3 very nimble indeed. It has what you might call a high flickability factor that makes for a sporty ride with ultra-responsive handling, making for a lot of fun in the twisties.